All right, I have a double jump. I love having a double jump. That's just weird. It feels weird. See, like, enemies that are light enough to get knocked upward by it fly too far. And it's like, a lot of the time you just don't get that follow-up from your 1. And I don't really want to use my 2 to dash. Or my 3 to dash. Maybe my 4, but like that's not worth it on an enemy that's, you know. I think it's an option, but I don't know if it's the better option. Wow. Alright, I guess this is my run already. I think that I prefer to use the old 2. But I think that the damage from the new one at least makes it like a viable option. But I really don't like the positioning it gives you. I just, like, I think that as far as movement, it is bad. And considering most of how I play this game, is about positioning for things, having my character where I want my character to do the attacks that I want to do and follow them up in certain ways, like, that's why I kind of feel more negatively about the new 2. Like, there was no way I was following that up. I think that it needs some work, but I don't know that it's the one. But I think that it's at least usable. I'll probably end up going back to spinning, though. Probably. I do agree with what people are saying about it, like not being as worth having backup mags with. Like it's not as repeatable of a skill for actual value. Well, I mean, so is spinning. Spinning is a dodge. If you're in the air, you get some upward movement, like a very small amount, but you also kind of stay in position as well. Like, it definitely... I consider the spin to be a movement option as well, is what I'm trying to say. It augments your aerial movement. I think that Commando's grenade is super useful on bad runs, but I think it is definitely worse on good runs. But I agree about the slowness. I hate that you can't use it when you are holding like any other attack. I think that is something that they should fix. If they make it so that I can use it while still holding another attack, then it'll be much better. Because every other skill can be used in that way, and I don't know why that, of all skills, would be an exception. But I definitely would say that the old one, the old 4, is better if your run is not garbage. If your run is garbage, it's super useful for the crowd control, because you're going to have a big crowd following you around, and being able to damage all of it at once is actually like really good. I was noticing that because I had a bad run, or because I didn't have a good start. It was at least very useful at the start of the game when I had crowds. And crowds are more common with whatever they changed in this patch regarding enemy spawns, so it's kind of like... it works. But I think that probably the confident player, or the consistently good run player, will not prefer it. No, the worst alt skill is 100% no question the Buzzsaw on multi. There is no skill in the game worse than the Buzzsaw. Like, in the whole game, there is not a worse skill. Why is it bad? Its damage is garbage, its range is garbage. It's like that. It has bad damage and bad range. It is like an unusable skill. You try to use it and it's just like, I may as well be dead. Artificer's new one is not good, I agree, but it is not worse than the Buzzsaw. You think its damage is good? I mean, the number that it has listed on the card is good. I agree with that. But like, I stood in an enemy and held it, and I would have killed them faster with literally any of my other attacks. On basic enemies. Like, it's probably got a bug. It probably is supposed to, like, actually do damage, but it doesn't. I don't understand how you could have been shredding with it. Like, I guess that's its intended function, but... like, I seriously tried my hardest to use it against some enemies, and I killed them so slowly. Are stickies just horrible now? They're not horrible. They're just, like, not top priority for sure. I think that they're pretty much balanced as far as the white item should be. Yeah, I think that the triple blink is more of a playstyle thing, but I think that if we compare it super objectively, it's worse just because of the lack of verticality. But I think that's not a huge deal. So I do think that if you would prefer to play with them, it's not a huge deal if you do. Oh, I thought there was also a wisp that was closer. I don't have strong feelings about the dagger. Like, I mean, any damage effect is good. And it's easy to stack to 100%. So, I mean, that's nice. I think everything works pretty well with glass. Here we go. I would love glass this run. Mercenary with glass is so much fun. Like, it's so good. Alright, I see you. Alright, I'm just gonna wait this one out. The new 2 does have a decent area of effect. Like, it's not just dead in front of you, so that is kind of nice. Like, it's still a circle around you. It's probably approximately the size of the spin circle. So it does get you more damage to more enemies more easily if there is a group of enemies. But for me, I don't know. Still kind of the positioning thing. But I think that that makes it like an actually well-designed alternate skill. Because I think that it's arguable. It's an option. It's not like clear that it's better or clear that it's worse. It's just clear that it's different. And it's also the one that you unlock with what I think is probably the best unlock like idea that they had this time around, which is the one for staying in the air for 30 seconds as Mercenary. That's good, because Mercenary is a character that can do that. But it also would happen naturally. It's something that you can go for, but it's also something that you will probably just do. The Ballista, I think, is very strong. It's good, and it's a viable option. I don't think it's better or worse. I think that it's just an option. Okay, I have to go for this. I have to kill them all. And that is why. Because it's going to be incredibly satisfying. Yeah, Focus Crystal is going to be fantastic as a melee character. Ah, but I have to fight this boss. Moist Guava, thanks so much for the 5 months with Prime. Oh man, delete me. I'm gonna go on Sky Garbage duty real quick. Alright, cool. Could have been a lot worse. For one Bandolier, I feel like I'm getting it like at all the right times, like very conveniently. I don't like fighting Aurelianite. I don't think that it's fun, and I don't think that the reward is something that I want. Like, having Aurelianite as my friend, whatever. I couldn't really care less about the item. Enemies in that sphere are invisible. So if you have the effect, your friends would be invisible, but it just makes enemies invisible. And they have Malachite enemy health, the enemies themselves. You didn't notice that you couldn't see any enemies other than the Celestine? Okay, gotta go for this. Oh, great. My favorite. Alright, that got me money pretty effectively. I'm so glad they nerfed fire enemies. That was some something else. Oh, it died. Neat. Anyway, I've made good money. I'm gonna run away now. Start purchasing things. Do I use blue portals? Sometimes, yeah. Have I found the log yet? For this level, yes, but for the other third level, no. And nor for the new fourth level, nor for any of the new ball enemies. Those are the only monster logs I'm missing now. I got the vulture log last run, and now I just need robo balls. No, I probably won't ever play Risk of Rain 1 again. Like, if I'm guessing. It's not impossible, but it's also not likely. Like, there's not really a reason to play it, because this game is just better. That's my opinion. No thoughts on Exit the Gungeon. I haven't played it or watched it. I know it exists. Best I got, though. Yeah, it's a mobile game. Wow, why don't I just get all the crit? Time to replace my use item soon. Get 3. Them's the rules. Yeah, I'm not saying that Risk of Rain 1 isn't like a great game or anything. I'm just saying that there's not really a reason to play it because this one exists and is better. Oh, you don't love when the lockbox gives you a rusted key? I feel like that's just cosmic realignment or something. It's just the way that things are meant to be. I played Borderlands 3 every day for a week when it came out, and I still play it every other day pretty much. So, I mean, no, I'm not playing it at this very moment. which I guess answers your question. Yep, I found the Krieg logs. Rusted key printer. One day, I swear, I will have to do a rusted key run. I don't know if I'll be doing speed runs. If they find a lot more stuff for the speed run. Right now, it's too long. And the fastest character, I think, doesn't even use any glitches. Alright, I can go to teleporter now. Where was it? I forgot. Oh, it was up there, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't think that they've modified the lunar coin drop rate in a while, but I feel like they're pretty good on Monsoon up until around when you loop, and then they just kind of stop dropping for me most of the time. But I feel like I've gotten a lot on a lot of runs. This is not an unusual amount, is what I'm trying to say. I don't want to mess with that fire bighorn bison particularly. Kind of want to just maintain distance. Why not spend this update obliterating as often as I do? Like, what's different now? Like, what has changed that you can't amend your ways and get a ton of lunar coins? Well, I mean, you don't need to play on Monsoon to get lunar coins from obliterating. If you really, really just want to farm some lunar coins, you can get through... I did the loader run on Drizzle in like 15 or 17 minutes or something to obliteration. I literally ignored every item, ran straight to the teleporter, and just did loader things and won. And it took no time flat. So like if that's your priority, you can do it really quickly. Felix, Andro, thank you very much for the 2-month sub. Thanks so much for keeping the sub alive. Appreciate it a lot. Right, can't use my 2 in the same way that I was just trying to use the spin right there. And I was like, I haven't done that all run, but now apparently I need the spin. Did I just... I sure must have. Alright, I've hung out here long enough. I think it's time to move on and loot a little more elsewhere. That is a healing drone. Yep, that's correct. If you kill the big robot, you get a red item. I always do the extra boss. If it kills me, well, that's just too bad. But so far it hasn't, so it's fine. Yeah, it does have a bajillion health. Like, truly, one whole bajillion. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I definitely thought I would get behind anyway. Oh well. I will kill this time. I'm gonna leave though. All I need is to find some of those eggs again and I will get a very tasty heal. Or I'll just, you know, heal over time with my one slug. I think that it can kill pretty much anybody it wants to kill. That Roboball. Roboball is a threatening individual. Like, you get hit by one of the, like, dots that it shoots, and it's, like, by half to 3/4 of your health. Which seems like a little much, but, well. Mercenary glitch? Like, you mean when you use your 3 and it actually launches it into a wall? That? That did do half of its health for me, but I can't repeat that like when I want to. I go for that sometimes on like wisps, greater wisps specifically, and I just never get it when I intend to. Like, I don't know what causes it. I don't know the hot movement positioning tech to just do it. You get it consistently on the Roboball? Well, maybe it's a Roboball thing where it's easy. I wouldn't know. I've only fought the Roboball like once on this character. Thoughts on Mercenary unlocks? Staying at 100% health is stupid. And bad. That is my thought. The other one's good though. Staying in the air for 30 seconds, that's like a very mercenary thing that's not hard to go for, but is, you know, still like an interesting concept to unlock with. Wow. Turrets as far as the eye can see. I fear you? Honestly, I fear like all of this. Okay, I have a little bit more exploration to do, but I'll just get it close to a wall and it'll be fine. I guess that helps a melee character more than it helps a non-melee character. Yep. No, the bot is... Risk of Robot has been working today, so... I don't know why it didn't work there. Oh, I see. I don't really, feel great here. I guess it'll probably be fine. It's usually fine. It was fine, just for the record. Also, this is like, having the Frost Shard is super good for shattering justice on a melee character. I would imagine that Ukulele would activate the item, yeah. The Shattering Justice, yeah. No. Oh, it's very clear that the amount of extra damage you get from Shattering Justice is nuts. Alrighty then. Nice. Okay, I'm not gonna wait up for that. No big deal. Oh, see you, Belg. $415. Okay. Well, I mean, Artificer is a very generally slow character. And also, Mercenary is a very good character. These are two, like, big differences here. I could use money. Wow. I'm gonna guess that the Celestine also hit like trucks. But I don't know for sure, I guess. I'm a little low on health now, that's for sure. Okay, I'm gonna leave. would have appreciated if that didn't hit me at that distance. Oh yeah, I've had invisible overloading worms. That's when you know you've messed up, you know? If only I had glass. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Neat. Take a portal and buy glass? I'm 2 levels from the end, why bother? Seems like a total waste to me. Ugh, man. Vagrants are just such fun bosses, you know? I don't know how I would feel about trying to stay on top of the Super Robo Ball. That seems scary. Oh, it went through the ground. I got the launch, but it just straight up clipped. It was just like not dealing with the floor right now. Okay. Another focus crystal, that's happening. I think that the ball is actually a pretty engaging fight. I really like its attacks. Like the dots are dodgeable, like readable, but difficult. And I think that the big circle attack on the ground that basically kills you if it hits you is actually pretty good. I haven't had a situation where, as long as I recognized the attack was coming, I couldn't get out of the circles yet. That's not to say it's impossible, but considering it hasn't punished me yet, and I've had a couple pretty long fights against the thing, I feel like maybe the attack is actually just, fair. Which makes me think that an attack like that is generally very good. So, I like that fight. It's a little annoying that it gets the big shield that you're obviously never going to get through when doing one of the attacks. It might be the best designed boss in this game. I don't really think that it's a question that it is, honestly. Like, when you say might be, I think that that's not even a commitment. Like, saying that again, or saying that at all, is not a commitment. It's just kind of obvious. I love that it's sending those dudes to space. So that does make me like that attack a little more, in that it can be used more for launching in that way against at least some enemies. If you're trying to hit them into a ceiling or something. I think it made it back. That's pretty impressive. Even if they don't fix Mercenary being able to one-shot the ball, I don't really care. Like, so what if one character can do that, I guess. Unless there's some easy way that everyone can do it, but I think that's a Mercenary thing. So it's whatever. They probably will fix it. I think that would be more fun. But like, even if they don't, whatever. You think Rex... I don't think Rex's 3 can push hard enough to do that, though. Like, yeah, it can push, but not that hard, probably. Loader's 3 being able to do it, I guess I don't think is unreasonable. I would definitely believe it. Oh, I'm poor. Let's see what I have to say about that. Yeah, Multi's railgun does sometimes push wisps. And I certainly can't do that on purpose. I would love if they redesigned most of the bosses in this game. That would be fantastic. But like, honestly, the only ones I care about having redesigned are Titan and Vagrant. Those are the only bosses that need to be redesigned. Like, need to be redesigned. Others would just be kind of a bonus. Vagrant's boring. That's what it is. It's boring. Now it's like, it's Nova, which isn't undodgeable. It's better than the Titan laser because it's only one instant of damage. It's not a continuous thing. So not being able, like, the fact that you would have to stand behind a very precise point on the teleporter zone in the worst of zones for it is not the biggest deal because you don't have to stay there. You only have to be there at one moment. Compared to the Titan, where it's just trash. So yes, it doesn't need to be changed, but I just think that changing the boss at a, like, it's just boring. And it's nothing to do with that particular attack. It's not your fault if you die to the Titan sometimes. That's definitely not true. It can do 2 attacks at once, which no other boss can do. If there are more than one of them, which is not something that's unlikely to happen in the game before looping, there's nothing you can do if you only have a small bit of cover. Like if you're in a teleporter zone with no cover, the only cover is here, behind the spire of the teleporter. Yeah, you leave the teleporter zone. Sometimes you don't have enough time to do that. And if there are multiple, you're just kind of screwed. And it can do 2 attacks at once. So like imagine that you're hiding behind the spire because that's your only spot. It's lasering, and then it does its fist attack. You just have to decide, what am I getting hit by? The daisy is whatever. It's not like a big deal. It's not a great item by any means. Why it's a green item, I don't really know either. I mean, I guess because the heal value is 50%. That's like the argument, I suppose. I don't know. I'm not really going to think about it too much because it's like, the effect sounds good. Even if I don't need it personally, I'm sure that someone must like it for that. Must feel like very helped by having that 50% heal every so often. I don't know what they're going to do for the final boss. So I don't know if it'll... I don't know if they're even going to try to make it like Providence. Like, it could be very mechanically different. But, I mean, what do you think wouldn't work about that? Seems like it would be able to work for, like, to me. Nice. Wow, that did a lot of damage. I'm gonna walk away. Oh, I must leave now. I've been hit with the malachite. That's when you know it's time to get out. Yeah, actually Red Whip is the worst green item. Chronobobble is better than Red Whip without a question. Paul, thank you for the 47-month sub. Thanks so much. You're about to hit 4 years there. That's pretty sweet. Which active item is the best to me? I mean, I pretty much always focus on having either the capacitor or the Prion. Those are like the only 2 use items. No, the log hunt is worse now. I have 3 enemies now and 2 stages, not just 1 stage. But no, I never got that stage. Yep, there is an update. Came out very recently. The Shrines of Blood, they're worth it sometimes. Really depends. I don't like this at all. I had the missile launcher just like last run. Or 2 runs ago or something. I had it whenever I played Engineer. 2 runs ago, I think. Oh wait, I don't really want to be doing this attack. Okay, that was not so bad. As long as I just kind of stayed in the air by spamming my 2. So I will say that that is something that I didn't... Oh, I think I launched that one. I didn't really consider that, but having backup mags with this lets me maintain vertical height extremely effectively. In a way that you can't quite do the same with the old 2. I don't like you. I would like to back off from you now. Anyway, you need a lot more backup mags to maintain vertical height as effectively with the old 2. Because that one, this kind of stops you when you hit the top a little bit. So you can spam it a lot slower and stay in the same spot. So that's kind of, I feel good about that. You don't go up that far now, based on my test that I just now did for you. Go up a little bit, but it's not like a major thing. And you can attack slower, and then it'll get up a little bit more. But, yeah. It's not like huge unless you have a bunch of them. But it's something. It's potentially useful.